Welcome to Mercedes and the Chap, a show dedicated to helping humans become extraordinary. Here we'll hone a well-rounded roadmap for us to step into our potential in all things relationships, work, purpose, and legacy. Today, chap, we had on such a gorgeous gal. I just love this woman's energy. Katie Keene was in the house.
Yeah, and she's like a combination or the best of girl next door, farmer's daughter, almost literally. Yeah. Amazing, beautiful, intelligent actor, 23 feature films.
So impressive.
Big stuff. Worked with some bigger name, some big stuff. She was.
Oh, you mean like you?
No. You, apparently. Future Farmers of America. And she happens to be single, although that's not the point of the show. But what we're going to get out of Katie is this deep look into what, again, like this girl you would think, oh, I would love to be, I would love to be with somebody that like, and then you dive into what she actually finds attractive. And there's a little bit of some reoccurring themes here with some of our other guests and kind of including yourself.
Yeah, that's why I love doing this show, because it really does bring about where you can see patterns in, especially the women that we ask, like what they want in a man. There's so much of the same stuff that comes about, and it's just delivering that message over and over. Maybe it's pounding it into the heads of our male following of what women really want. And it's kind of beautiful to explore it from so many different voices. And I think Katie has a really strong and important way of delivering that. So let's get into it.
Well said. Let's do it.
Katie, hey girl.
Hello.
Oh, it's so good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
It is our pleasure. And today I want to get into what it's like to date the farmer's daughter. And I guess your dad wasn't a farmer, right?
Not a farmer, but yeah, I definitely grew up in the middle of nowhere farming community. Yeah, so I'm a country girl.
Yeah, you got that going for you. I can tell. Sometimes a little twang comes out you.
It's true. It's sometimes hard to understand me. I'll try to pull it back.
Very hard. Yeah, very hard to understand.
I love it. But you were a little nugget about you. You were part of the Future Farmers of America, so I think that's just the cutest thing ever. It's like a youth organization.
Yes, in high school, I was in Future Farmers of America. My school was an agriculture-based school, so people like literally still left school to go farm or to hunt or gather.
Yeah.
So that was a real thing. I was actually held in office in the FFA.
Oh,
really? Can you believe that?
What was the office?
I think I was treasurer, but I don't really remember.
And then you stole all the money, so they kicked
exactly.
you out.
They kicked me out.
They kicked you out.
I couldn't count the money, so they kicked me out.
All right. Well, so I happen to know you are currently single, for all those fellas watching right now. And that's why I wanted to pick your brain on what you like in a guy. And I wanted to first just know, do you look for that kind of rugged, that guy who can hang out on the farm? Is that something you look for in a man?
Honestly, I do. I've dated all sorts of men not like that. But me personally, my personality and how I grew up, I look for a little bit of, a manly man that can hang out on the farm, but that can also still get dressed up and go out to dinner and have a nice dinner. But if you're hanging out with me, man, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna go, riding 4-wheelers or go fishing or something, So
I love that you use the term manly man, because I kind of want to know from your description, what is a man, a manly man?
A manly man.
Not that all men have to be manly, but what is a manly man?
Sure. Like, I like a man that can get his hands dirty, it's funny. One time I had an ex-boyfriend, this was in LA. I took my mom to go get her nails done. And we don't do that often. We went to go get her nails done in LA, and sitting right in front of me was an ex-boyfriend of mine getting a mani-pedi. I'm like, that's the example of what not, stuff I don't really get down with.
Well, certainly not to go to the same place that your ex is going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick the one down the road.
Clean your nails and hands, that's totally fine. Exactly. I don't need to see you getting a mani-pedi.
You're like, that's just too close for comfort.
It's just like, I don't, like, when you're prettier than me, it's hard for me because.
And that's a real issue a lot of women deal with the guys who are in the gym 24/7.
It's so true. It's so true. I need somebody that can that just can be casual and, like have no problem putting on boots and jeans and going outside and, being in the outdoors. I love the outdoors. I love to camp and hike and fish and that kind of thing. So I need somebody that's compatible with that.
Yeah.
Because that's very much a part of like who I am. I can also, that's not everything I do and everything I enjoy, but.
So what else? Okay, besides being adventurous and rugged and, more on the manly man scale, what else do you look for in an ideal mate?
I have to have somebody that's funny. I have to have comedy in my life. I love to laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. So I love somebody that I can just shoot the shit with, that can make me laugh and that'll laugh at my jokes, because I think I'm hysterical. But,
Clearly. I'm laughing so hard
I
inside.
know. Yeah, on the inside. You're laughing at me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so laughter is super important to me. Family's super important to me. I love my family, and kind of like a family man.
Do they need to love your family, or just have a family that they love or be acceptable with?
Well, not necessarily. Not everybody has a great family. Like, I come from a wonderful family. Not everybody has it, and I understand that. But I love somebody that is open to that. That is open to, like, I have a big family. So when you're coming over to my house, my mama's cooking. There's kids running around everywhere. There's dogs. There's a lot of people in a small space, and that's just how we like it. We're comfortable that way. We're all best friends, So I like somebody that can, you don't have to be right in the middle of everything, but like somebody that's like open to that and comfortable with that and can strike up a conversation that's not shy. And, I like somebody that can be comfortable in that family type setting. It's just kind of nice.
So that's a good point, is someone who can strike up a conversation, who has those icebreakers in his pocket to pull out with an awkward family member or whatever. So does that play into the dating game for you when it comes to how you're approached by a man? Are you ever the one approaching a man, or are you mostly waiting to be approached?
I definitely have approached a man before. That's something I don't do often. But, if I'm feeling good enough, I'll get the nerve and strike up a conversation. But you probably experience this a lot, Mercedes. A lot of men don't really approach me. I don't get approached often, and people have told me, well, maybe you're just unapproachable, and I never get that, but so it's not like I don't get a lot of like, hey, how's it going on,
you have an intimidating factor.
Maybe I just give off a real bitchy vibe. I don't know.
I definitely
do you?
see that.
It could be true.
You do not, chap. You would say for real if you did, and I see on your face that's a lie.
Clearly a lie.
Yeah, I'm a good judge of that, and I give off that effect, which is you see that.
But you probably experience that a lot, or
but I have a serious resting bitch face, and I use it, and you don't have that, so I don't know what the issue is going on there.
Now, what do you? It's easy to extrapolate. Oh, this is what she looks in a guy, so let's just do the opposite, what not to look in for in a guy. But I don't think that's the case. What do you think are kind of like, don't do this, like don't do this, and don't be like, don't verbally abuse me all day long, clearly. But I mean, like, are there some things where it's just like, just don't do that? That doesn't help.
Like a deal breaker right off the bat,
or a turn off right off the bat.
Sure.
Right.
To me, again, kind of back at the like if you're too pretty, that pretty voice, that guy that's always in the mirror, always at the gym, or taking that selfie of him, or like very, self-absorbed man. I don't do well with that. Like, it's just not for me.
Is that because he's taking too much time for himself, and he's like, you're like, I don't want to sacrifice time we could be having together for
sure,
what you're going to
there's got to be a little leeway for someone else besides you, right? We all love ourselves, and we want to be number one.
Well, it's like looking in the mirror. I've noticed that, when you're in a male restroom, guys look in the mirror, that's fine. But if you're with a lady or group of people or whatever, and there's a mirror walking by, and you stop to actually like, that's just a little for me to see that. It's a little weird.
It's a little much. Growing up where I did, men don't do that kind of, and which is, again, it's fine, but it's not a lot of guys that are doing that kind of thing, that are taking care of themselves so much so that they're obsessed with the way they look. And in the mirror constantly, or or
just so secondary to
yeah,
life.
Exactly. There's so much more than the physical outward appearance, right? So,
but it is a lot about your attitude, right? Because if you have a guy who has like a t-shirt on and there was a stain from a couple weeks ago, he washed the clothes, it smells fine, but there was a stain from the barbecue eating contest he went to, you're going to think that's cute and kind of funny. But whereas a guy comes in and is like, look at me, I'm just perfectly fit. That's not going to, you're just kind of like, I don't really care about that.
Yeah, it's just a little, maybe too much for me. Like, you could be a little
disheveled or whatever.
Yeah, you can be a little rugged about it.
You don't have to get your hair cut on time.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that kind of thing. You don't have to shave every day. For me, that's okay. I can deal.
And is it because I think Mercedes touched on this, and I heard it, but maybe I'm going to ask it a different way. But is it because you just don't think that they're attractive, or is it because you're like, hey, it's really more about the woman and like what the woman wears and how the woman puts herself together? Is it like a practical thing, or is it just more like you don't know? It's just a feeling you get when a guy really cares a little too much. There's something else going on.
Yeah, or like to me, when I see that kind of thing, like I care about what's inside, right? I care about so much more than. Of course, I want to be attracted to someone, and that's of utmost importance. But
that's more than physical.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
It's about a connection, right? And so what's inside, like what personality means so much more to me than that outward appearance. And it's just like a little superficial for me, like there's
something off.
Yeah, there's something off, and I just don't vibe with it, I can be girly, but I'm definitely not that girl that's over obsessive about looks and doing that. I have more time to do other things, and so when a guy is just a little too much that way, I just know for me, we're not compatible, right? Like it's a little too superficial.
And so as an actress, if I'm a guy and I'm out in the dating world and I come across Katie Keene and I go, oh, this girl's an actress. What am I thinking I'm going to get myself into? Maybe what's the truth of what am I getting myself into by dating an actress? Because I think that there may be stereotype around this as well, but what do you feel like really comes with that?
Oh gosh, a lot of characters, a lot of different voices, a lot of rehearsing. I'm just kind of I'm quirky, like I'm a little weird, we're all a little weird in our own light, but
I'm not weird.
The only person I know that wouldn't be weird, I would say would be Chris Chapman.
That's right.
Yeah, but in two ways, like some people, oh, you're an actress, so maybe automatically people are like, oh my gosh, what can I see you in? And oh, you're famous or something like that. And I'm like, well, it's not that at all. I'm not famous at all. I make movies you've never heard of. It's just, that's my passion. That's my, that's what I like to do.
Does age matter to you? Within reason, does age matter?
No, I've dated older and I've dated younger. And the older I get, the more attracted I am to older, because there's just something about, they have their shit together. And then, I can't do this young guy thing where it's just like, guys that aren't ready, they're too young, they're still in their 20s, they're looking for other pieces of ass in a room,
so it's like really a maturity level.
It's a maturity level. Yeah. Like I'm just at the age where been there, done that, had a great time. But I'm ready for somebody that's ready themselves, that's ready to find somebody. I want a best friend. Somebody that makes me laugh, adventures together, and not only does like my fun things that I like, but I want him to introduce me to fun things he likes to do, I just want the compatibility.
Yeah. So that piece of having compatibility, and the compatibility really being the fact that he already has a life and wants to continue to explore that life, but take you along with him.
Sure.
And then also you are getting to go, along the route that you decided for your life and that direction, and take him along with you as well.
Absolutely.
So that both of you have got something going on. I think that's a big piece of maturity that a lot of guys don't focus on, is like, what is my direction? Like, where am I going? Mm-hmm. And it's something so sexy and mature that
Absolutely.
women are into.
But as far as that goes, and I'm very curious to hear you say that. I know we've known each other for a long time, and so have we actually. But as far as that goes, as a guy, and it's not about me, right? But as a guy, I've been around guys that are like, I have a 5-year plan. You have to have a 5-year plan, and this is my 5-year plan. It's like, bro, like we all know, that's nice. You have to have some framework, have some desires, some goals, but don't be such a blowhard.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I think there's a middle ground though.
Yes.
Here's how I would say it. I would much rather date someone who is a blowhard and is going all the way with trying to figure out his direction, being super firm in that direction, than someone who's like, nah, I don't know, because at least he's got a direction. Whereas this other person is just like from the ground up, you're still trying to figure out. That's a lot of work.
So when in doubt, have direction. Basically, when in doubt, it's better to err on the side of that. Yeah, good.
In my opinion.
Yeah, and it goes again with that maturity. Somebody that just kind of knows what they want in life. Because again, I'm getting to the age where I'm like wanting more out of life. I want a good, happy life, a plan, as something. But that's not to say that I'm not like fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl, because I very much am that too. Like there's got to be room for some flexibility and some spontaneity to keep it exciting. Like, there has to be a good balance. Like you said, Mercedes, like there's got to be a good balance.
And this is so good, right? And because, like I said, very intelligent, obviously, mildly attractive, I would say. No. As far as okay, and I want to make sure I ask this the right way. And if you're confused, please tell me so. Would you rather, do you find more attractive? I don't mean like sexy attractive. I mean more like long-term attractive, to have relationship attractive, to have a guy who what he does is so interesting to you, like, whoa, like that's really interesting, whatever that might be. Like, let's say you geek about, privately geek out about physics, and he's an astrophysicist. Or where it's like, this guy is the expert in not about money, or a guy that makes you laugh so much that you're snorting milk out of your nose and you can barely breathe when you're around him.
I think the laughter is super important. Again, I want the best of both worlds, right? You want the best of both worlds. But again, I love the laughter. I just love being funny and having fun. It's just important to me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's fair to make someone choose between the two, because like you were saying,
I have a microphone. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, right.
No, right.
Because the balance is really what you're after, of course, for someone who kind of is a lot of what you are, which is this intelligent, humorous, talented person, and that's not too much to ask from someone else. It's not unreasonable to ask for, from the partner that you're calling into your life.
But the point is received, and I'm this guy, and I'm received the point. It's like you have to work on both, or more than both.
That's the thing, I think, to take the hyper focus off of, I gotta be both these things, and instead be thinking about what is my value, like what is it, something that I already know I've got a little bit of confidence in, or I know I'm a little good at, maybe better than most, or better than some, or whatever, and then focus on that instead of I gotta be this astrophysicist intellectual, or I've got to be this comedian who's willing to get on stage and tell the jokes, and instead like, well, what am I good at? Maybe it's being a software tech, and you can do that job extremely well and create a whole business around it, and I don't know what that turns into, an empire that becomes your legacy. Who knows? And
you couldn't be more correct, right? And please back me up or disagree with me, please. You couldn't be more correct on that, because I feel anyway that if you're too extreme on either one, you're the perfect comedian, or you're the perfect astrophysicist or whatever. You probably have given up some other things that really would have made you more whole to someone like you.
Sure.
Maybe, yeah, if you went all the way. That is a really interesting conversation, though, when we go full bore on any direction, we do forsake, other parts.
Right. But what you were saying, Chris, I'm very much interested in a person's job, though, as well. Like for me, I'm an actor. So I've come to know that maybe dating another actor is maybe not the case for me. Maybe doesn't mix well. Or
why is that?
It's a little too much of the same type personality, right? Because we are our own business. We have to be
There's not a
you're
ton of
hearing it.
stability in it, right?
Exactly.
And you're around
exactly.
it all the time.
Around it all the time. And you know, actors are, they could be acting, you know, it's hard to, it's hard enough that I am the way that I am. I don't know that I need to add one other person, you know, that's like me. So in my experience, like dating someone does the exact same thing as I do is really not that compatible for me. I like somebody, that has a different profession, that knows maybe nothing of the film industry, and that is like that's a form of like you know, excitement for them, or like or somebody that's super interested in that, like, and vice versa with his profession. To not be maybe something I know to a T, you know, but it can work both ways. You know, if you work well together or what have you, that can work. I'm just saying personally for me, I like the difference in profession, and
It's a different, it's different energies, and one can kind of,
yes.
I mean, as an actor, you're getting into these different roles. You're kind of embodying, you're fluid, right? You have, that's, I mean, your job is literally to be fluid and know how to, you know, create that fluidity into whatever role you're taking on for the job you're doing. And so if you had someone else who's fluid all the time, there's no real structure there, right?
Exactly. There's no, it's almost a little unstable, really. It's a little bit like, oh my God, what are we going to do?
Mercedes,
you know?
is too smart for me. Okay, so with that, right? You're an actress, you're on set a lot. You know, that's maybe not really your type. Of course, you're open to it, but you're not necessarily your type. How though would a guy meet someone in a field similar to yours? Like, where are they going to meet you?
Oh, well, if you live in a big city, it's definitely a lot easier.
No, but where would somebody like you typically hang out? I don't give an exact address, obviously, and whatever. But I'm just saying, like,
Like,
where do you go for
you go to the
fun?
library.
Yeah, where do you go for fun? Mercedes goes to the library, but where do you go for fun?
Oh gosh.
Or where would you go that you potentially be receptive to meeting the right person?
That's hard. Let me.
Like hunting club.
I mean, yeah, I do that kind of stuff too.
Right.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah, like, would that be a great place to meet you? It's like, I don't know, we're going to go to the hunting club this weekend with the boys and happen to meet Katie Keene there. I don't know. I've never been to a hunting club myself.
Yeah,
Imagine
I mean,
that.
it's so funny. I mean, sure, I do a little bit of that, but I also, you know, we'll go out to a bar, or, you know, like many actors, I'm a bartender as well. So you meet a lot of people that way, in that social setting.
Have you ever met anybody while tending bar?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Really? Okay.
Well, not like,
No, but where it's turned into something.
oh no, not that it's
well, there you
turned
go.
into
Okay.
something really.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no. But you know, you meet all kinds of people in the environment, you know. So if I'm bartending, it's like, oh, that's my social life. So of course I'm going to meet loads of people like that. Not to say that, you know, you can't meet the right person there. You maybe can, but it's never worked for me. So, but yeah, like for fun, I mean, like I ideally, it's like, I would love to go like hiking and oh, I ran into somebody while hiking and saw this beautiful tree, or at the beach and this nice handsome man.
Now, are you using like dating apps or anything like that? Do you?
I am on a dating app.
Is it successful? Have you had success in that?
No, I haven't.
Why do you think that is?
Because it's for A-listers. Have you heard of Raya? I mean, I'm sure you've heard of Raya. That dating app?
I'm out of the loop.
Okay.
I don't know, but I should know these things.
Raya,
probably.
of which I couldn't believe I got accepted. You have to be accepted into this kind of thing, and it's like a dating,
like filtered down. Or
yeah, it's
filtered
like
for
a dating app for A-listers, and I'm like,
Oh.
oh yeah, I'm not really.
So I'm probably at the top.
Yeah, exactly. So you should been like, you know, it's a lot of actors, it's a lot of sports players, a lot of, you know,
People in the
entrepreneurs, a lot of people in the industry. And you have to kind of like know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody to get on it. You know, you have to pay for it. It's a very exclusive app.
Okay.
But I've been on that a little bit. I've met a couple people, but nothing solid. Yeah. To me, I just like, I'm sure there's great people everywhere. But I just don't, I see a lot of people on the app that are, again, it's more superficial. It's
yeah.
more about
It's
like
hard to get to know someone that
exactly.
way.
Look at me, look what I've done, you know.
But not so much just that specific app, it's just the dating apps
in general.
In general.
I'm not on any other one besides that, and I'm not very active on that. You know, I just have it because almost it's like for business or for like what I do, maybe it's better to have that, you know, the connections or whatever. So I choose to.
Now, so you're a gal who likes to hopefully meet someone in person first, just to feel the energy.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. Like, you know, I'm still old school. You know, I would love to be able to connect with somebody in person, but you know, it's a new day and age. Everyone's kind of meeting online.
Well, with that in mind, do you have a pickup line that someone's used on you where you were either best or worst?
Oh
that comes to mind that you were just like the audacity, or you were like,
and Mercedes ain't going to try some pickup lines on
my
you, and we're
gosh.
going to see which ones work.
I'm sure I've probably got some. I'll have to think on it. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, Mercedes, do you have one that you would like to try on her?
yeah, while you're thinking about that,
Yeah,
we
let me
actually
think.
had our audience send us their best pickup line. So I'm going to throw some at you. Chap, you can go back and forth with me on this.
Love it.
And just give me whatever comes to you for, like, you know, really envision, get into the acting skill
Get
here.
into character. I
Yes,
got it.
let's be,
These are genius.
be the,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
this is the scene, right? We're walking. What am I? I'm probably walking into. We're walking into your bar. You're bartending, maybe, and
Okay.
I call you, hey, bartender. I need to get a drink. Wanted to ask you real quick. Was that an earthquake, or did you just rock my world?
I probably wouldn't serve you.
Okay, so that's not a good one.
Yeah.
We're gonna-
I don't know.
wasn't it?
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Now, was it the deployment, the way she deployed it, or was it what she said?
Move on. This
Okay,
was
Yeah,
because
everything.
because here's mine. Well, it's not mine. I'm acting for the guest who presented, or the audience member who presented this. But hey, were you in the Boy Scouts? Because you just tied my heart in a knot.
Oh, I mean, that's
That one.
it's a little sweeter. I mean, just because I haven't heard, you know, that before.
She picked
but
them
it's
for me to add. It's not like I picked it. Come on.
Oh, we're judging
I
each
mean, it's all right.
Just don't listen to Mercedes anymore. Okay. All right. What's another one that you want to try?
I don't have a library card, but do you mind if I check you out?
Terrible. Oh my gosh. I would just like, I'm sorry. Maybe that's just rude of me. I'd be like, bye. No.
Now I have because you know I'm an astronomer. Okay, and was your now I find science pretty interesting, but was your father an alien? Because you're out of this world.
Wow, you're a great actor, Chris. You really are so good.
He gave you context for the pickup line.
Yeah.
Well, you got to improv,
Absolutely.
improvise. Here, let's get this.
That one.
I mean, I just, you know, I maybe I'm a tough crowd. I don't know, like a little.
But if I said that and I was trying not to laugh, what would you think? If I'm like, is your dad an alien?
No, that feels insulting when a guy's like half
No,
laughing.
but like,
You're
I'm
like,
laughing at myself.
are you trying to pick me up? Or are you just being a dick? Are you trying to protect yourself here? What's
like
happening?
I'm like, are you serious or are you like, you
How
know what I
How
mean?
far is I like this? I don't have my phone on me, but there's something wrong with my my cell phone. Would you put your number in it?
I like that. I think that's cuter. You know, that's a little cuter. I'm like, oh,
It's practical because
maybe.
Yeah. Now
You
it's
know.
in your hand too, so I
Yeah,
feel like you have to
yeah.
like do something. You're like,
Sure.
Let me
kinda
give
like
you
that
my
one. Yeah,
Instagram at
exactly.
least.
And that's what I'll
pity.
Exactly.
I don't know. You call that a pity give?
Yeah. I'm like, you can Google me.
Google
I'll
me.
give you my first and last name.
How
Please
lucky.
type yourself into Google and just hand him the phone back.
Have you ever heard of
bitch.
Have you ever heard of the movie theaters? Because you can see me there. That's not my pickup line. But my pickup line is this. My pickup.
Oh my God.
My pickup line is this. Now remember, I didn't pick these. Mercedes gave me the worst ones, but here's my pickup line. Okay. Oh, I think you just dropped something. My jaw.
Hey, if you were a triangle, you'd be a cute one.
Oh,
I've heard that one.
That's a good
I've
one.
heard that
It
one.
has to
It's
be
gonna
kind of,
be-
it's a written one. I feel like it's a written
Yeah,
pickup line because you have to spell that one out.
Okay.
If
These are from viewers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're sending in the good stuff, really. They
Okay,
really,
yeah.
I mean, go ahead, chap. We only got two more.
all right. If nothing lasts forever, will you be my nothing?
Now that's on the sweeter side, Chris.
Oh, thanks.
You're softening my heart a little bit.
I think it's just my acting
you know
ability
what,
is
Katie?
really.
He is a good actor, and I know this about Chris. He's a pretty great actor, so maybe it's your delivery, Chris, that's really getting me.
Yeah.
Katie, I know your daddy wasn't a farmer. He must have been a drug dealer because you are dope, girl.
Oh. I like that one.
I like that one.
Because she's got that
That
line
was
so
good.
many times.
That delivery was pretty good.
Girl.
Now, maybe if it was you, Mercedes,
I know,
saying that
well,
to
hey,
me,
now.
you know.
Now, this is really just to point out that pickup lines don't work, guys. Stop using them.
They really don't.
Unless I do it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if we've got a good actor here. One time somebody did text me something, and I wish I had my phone because I remember the what he said to me. It was like the first initial, like, hello, how are you? And it was like, you're a wildcat, or said something like his first initial thing about me was like, you're not about wild, but I don't know, something about like,
You're a frisky little Maine Coon.
not trouble, but like there was something like creative that he made that like I'm like, you already know me already, like he was like, you're just like a little wildcat or something. I'm like, hit the nail on the head,
Something positive, but a little frisky.
like a little like edgy, like not just like, oh, you're cute, you're it was interesting, it was like something different.
Some like wordsmithing going on.
Yeah,
there,
exactly.
bit of
Yeah,
it.
and I kind of liked that.
And do you like it because, and I'm not trying to feed you a line, but do you like it because that means they're a little more thoughtful and creative and they knew their subject matter?
Yes, exactly. Because like that, for example, this is like on the dating app that you've seen a couple pictures of me pictures that like would show my personality. So like his comment about like, oh, wildcat or whatever he said, I'm like, okay, he kind of gets that vibe from me from, this picture of me with a gun or, whatever it is.
Yeah, like he didn't come up to you and go like, oh, you look like a good girl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He spoke to your sexy side.
Exactly. He saw something in there that, and that was his first.
And you were like, thanks for noticing.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked it.
And I think that's kind of like lesson taught or lesson learned here is that you kind of got to know a little bit about something that the person's doing that you can kind of engage with. It's like, in other words, if you're in a picture holding a shotgun and you're a guy, and it's a shotgun. Let's say we know it's a shotgun because I'm a guy and I know a shotgun. But I'm like, I like that assault rifle. Is this really neat? It's like, you're an idiot. This is a, over under, 12 gauge.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, that's a bad example, but like, don't like, if you're on a dock fishing, don't be like, did you catch any, big old tarpon? Mm-hmm. It's like, if you're going to try that, maybe see like, I like to bass fit. I don't know, whatever.
The technical side of it, would that even annoy you? I don't know. I don't know that I would like.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I think you got to kind of know your subject. Like he knew you. You're afraid. Oh, you're kind of a frisky little thing, aren't you? Whatever, as opposed to like, you're nice looking.
Right, exactly.
Well, I think there's some generalizations you could make about most women that they want to be seen for. Like being sexy and it not coming off as a full objectification, from him. But
yeah, there's a difference in like, oh wow, you're sexy.
Like
for
nice ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
like,
let me ask you this: if you were working, okay, and basically I had you locked in, right? Like you were, I don't know, waiting tables, okay? And you'd come out, I was like, God, she's really pretty. I got to think of something. You came back and you're like, oh yeah, and I go, hey, I just had my and before COVID, because I just had all my vaccines. I'm current on my shots.
It would do nothing for me.
Oh man.
I'd be like psycho. Like I'd be like, I don't want to know your, medical history. You know what I mean?
Here's the best advice I can give to men.
I just
listening.
Did that. No wonder.
Listening to Chapman.
Don't listen
not
to me.
Taking any of that advice.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. I'm your dumb brother.
I think is to be interested, not interesting. So don't give a shit about what vaccines you got, buddy.
Right.
What can you come up and either see in her right away because she's either exuding it or that really any woman would want to be praised for it.
And pretty's not really necessarily going to do it. It's not going to get you there.
No, that's not. I mean, anyone can
You're really hot.
say that. Yeah.
Right.
But you could come up and say like, oh, that's an interesting choice of cocktail. Why'd you go with that?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could even say like really love those heels. I mean, you can say something
a little more specific. Yeah, exactly.
But when you're just like, hi, you're
nice
pretty.
boobs.
Yeah.
I like
Cool.
your boobs. Where'd you get the bra from?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We're running out of time. Thank God.
This is so fun. I want to hear some more pickup lines.
Has anyone ever come up to you and just said something like way out there, like, hey, you want to go home with me tonight? Like anything just so aggressive where you're a bartender, so I feel like that's got to be a nightly occurrence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like so many that I can't even really think of, because you
delete
just
them
exactly
from your memory.
You just kind of like
you're like, you know what, I
just
still
go whoop,
happen to like dick, so I have to just let this one go, otherwise I will never sleep with a man again.
It's true.
I just realized what you
exactly,
said.
because it'll just ruin the whole race for you.
Exactly. The whole gender is just completely now.
And maybe good for dating is to just not be a bartender anymore. Like maybe I need to switch professions on that end and do something. Maybe I should meet somebody at the library. Not at the bar.
Well, maybe at the comedy store.
That I like that.
Where's
that
the
would
comedy store?
Oh, there's
It's
one
in LA.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
I thought you can't buy comedy there.
You
pay for comedy there, but
I just crawled out from under a rock.
yeah.
But we can find her. We can find her, can't we?
Yes, we can.
We can find her on Instagram.
I hope so, because I know so many people are going to be finding you now that they know you're single.
At Katie Keene, KATIE KEENE. And then on IMDb. IMDb is a really good one. IMDb is more of a, just look it up. It's more of a professional for filmmakers, TV, things like that. So
Internet movie database.
That's right. I used to call it IMDb, even though I was on it. And anyway, IMDb, Katie Keene, just KATIE and then KEENE. Blows my mind every time I look at that. I'm like, well, she's been in those. Oh my God.
My favorite thing is that Chap spells out every single thing. When we have show notes, they just click the link.
YES?
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
YES, yes.
I love it.
All right. Katie, you've been incredible.
Thank you so much for
love
having
your
me.
energy. I think you're just a doll, and I don't know why you're single, because I would. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being so open with us, and I'm sure that our audience is going to get a lot of new tips, especially of not what pickup lines not to use out there in the
Or
world.
just let me deliver them.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Send them to Chap.
I'll do it.
So
Yeah.
thank you for doing that
Thank you
service.
so much for having me, guys. It was fun.
Got it.
All right, thank you. And thank you guys for being here with us. Please subscribe, comment, connect through the links below if you want to be part of our community. We do a show every week, so we will catch you again on the next one. Bye for now.